So, just how far-reaching is the ruling on announcing of results at the constituency level? Those behind it say it is yet another triumph for devolution, while voices within the IEBC say that it makes the election process unaccountable. Here's Africa Uncensored's John Allen Namu with this week's analysis of the road to the August 2017 election, Kenya's new election VIPs.
A lot can be said about this year's election. That it will determine the future of the people who live in this country. But in the wake of a court ruling made as we approach the 8th of August, there is one saying that Kenyans ought to take seriously. It's not the one who votes that counts, but the one who counts the votes. In June 2016, the debate about the removal of commissioners from the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission had gone to the streets. And in the fog of this conflict, it was easily missed that in the courts, a case was filed that would make another group of elections officials perhaps even more important than the commissioners themselves. The case was lodged by human rights defender Maina Kiai and two others. They were seeking to have election results declared at the constituency level. Almost exactly a year later, on June the 23rd, they won.
Power should not be centralized. That authority and decision-making needs to be spread out, which is why one of the reasons we took up the case that, look, it can't be that almost everything else is devolved except confirmation of results.
Which, when you read that judgment, the net effect is that the National Tallying Center is a virtual tallying center.
It's redundant.
It's not redundant. It's a virtual tallying center. It is happening in Asaba somewhere.
In this election, I think the presiding officer and the returning officers are very important in the official category.
This is true for a few key reasons, one of them being this.
If one returning officer somewhere makes a mistake and feeds in the wrong data, that's final.
In the 2013 election, there were many instances of clerical errors on the Forms 34, which Kip Kogei says the commission was able to correct while tallying these results. Now they can't do this.
It makes elections unaccountable. It makes elections, absent a court process, unauditable. And then, taken to its logical conclusion, in my view, it has sort of killed the RTS system.
But going by the past election, there was even more to worry about. Here's an example. In 2014, while investigating the problems with the 2013 election, we found 76 instances of missing Forms 34. These are the forms filled out at polling station level. Some of the results for these missing forms would then be found in the Form 36, which is the tally of all Forms 34 in a constituency.
One of the levers of rigging and stealing elections has been in Nairobi, that as the results are passing through the systems and the processes, they keep getting amended, massaged, changed here, and then Nairobi declares them.
But stealing has also happened at constituency level, especially in party strongholds. Turnout in parts of central Kenya, western Kenya, and the Rift Valley in 2013 was well above 90%.
Large number of polling stations reporting over 90% turnout, which sensible, common sense electoral administrators know is strong evidence of ghost voting.
Failures in technology in the last election also made it difficult to determine how valid the election results were. Fast forward to 2017, and the IEBC is confident that technology will be the least of its worries.
The results transmission and the voter identification applications will be picking from the same database. So anybody trying to transmit results beyond the people who have been identified in that polling station will not be able to.
Still, for all systems to work well, the presiding officer and the returning officers across Kenya's 40,883 polling stations must have their best day at work. And one more group of people need to be in the polling station. Who is the most important person then to be able to check that accountability in this election? For the most important group of people?
It's the agents and the returning officer.
They need to be in the room throughout the electoral process in order to sign off on the credibility of the result. But in party strongholds, having agents from opposing parties hasn't just been difficult, but dangerous. This time around, there's no shortcut. The candidates in this election may be important. The voter is absolutely necessary, but the presiding officer, the returning officer, and the political party agents are crucial. They're Kenya's new election VIPs.